Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Hola, bon dia, alegria, Munson here with Good Morning Portugal show, the live stream and the podcast. And this morning, sounding a little bit hoarse. It is the sound of mirth and merriment. Wow, and a bit glitchy as well. That's nothing to do with the incredible feast I had yesterday evening. Let me tell you about. Let's see if. Wow. Let's see if I don't know if it's the same at your end. Let's see if this glitchiness settles down. But a few days ago. How are you this morning, by the way? Tudo bem? Como está? Let me know in the chat how you're doing this morning. We'll come to your comment in just a moment. And yeah, thanks, Amy and Greg, for your, let me just say, continued support, long time supporters of Good Morning Portugal. Oh, I see. We're also going out on the wrong resolution this morning. Let me change that to, okay, that's better. All right. Yeah, thank you, Amy and Greg and Starbuck, for your long-standing support of the show. Much appreciated. And forgive me for not being more grateful. And well, obviously, I'm grateful every day, realizing how this is a team effort and how it relies on and has done ever since we started nearly 6 years ago on a crowdfunding model. Very grateful to you, but I don't say it often enough. So expect more of these sort of messages on the screen. And if you'd like to support Good Morning, the Good Morning Portugal endeavor, please do so. At theportugalclub.com, one of the easiest ways to do that. Anyway, hopefully the glitchiness and the resolution difficulties have sorted themselves out. No, they haven't, but this should be fun. I passed this poster in a shop window near me, in a cafe window, Arcada Cafe. Shout out to you guys this morning. I think there's going to be some sore heads there today, the day after Carnival here in Portugal. Somewhat muted, of course, because of the situation. And I didn't see an obvious connection. I just thought, okay, well, they're doing a sort of convivio lunch. And then I realized, okay, that jantar is dinner, not almoço. It's jantar, the dinner, on the 17th of February. So I went back later and booked in. And last night I went, and it was a little bit awkward because I went on my own last night. Billy No Mates went on his own to to enjoy this dinner, this jantar convivio. And a lot of the people knew each other, so they were chatting. And so I sat alone, looked at my phone until it was time to be invited to the tables after a quick beer outside. And isn't it lovely to be able to sit outside at the moment? And the entree, is that the entree? No, the starters, as you might expect, tabuas of cheese and prosciutto and bread and olives and a pate, that fantastic egg mayo pate. And lots of it, I have to say. The wine started flowing as well, red and white in great big garrafas on the table. And then the main event, the arroz de marisco, was off the scale, delicious. I love seafood. This is fantastic. Crab, mussels, massive shrimps. There were signs of lobster in there as well, which I think was more part of the stock, but it was absolutely delicious and rounded off with an arroz doce. So good, I had to get a takeaway para lavar portion for Mrs. M. All of that for a wonderful €15 a head per person here in San Martino de Porto. And thank you so much to the Arcada Cafe team and all the locals that made it such a great night. Benfica were on the telly as well, a very controversial match. It was a great evening. And I think as well, for the hostess, it was her opportunity to get the PA out and sing and dance in front of everyone. She was loving it. She can cook brilliantly, but she can also sing and dance, and she was great. It was really wonderful. It was so brilliantly Portuguese, I have to say, and it was a reminder of what this culture is all about. Talking of culture, we've got Raquel Nuno joining us, our Portuguese BFFs, at around 8:20, 8:30. To talk about Portuguese humour, because we had that meme, didn't we, about how countries tend to take the mickey out of their closest neighbours. And I wanted to find out from people who know about Portuguese humour, my jokes, pie jokes. Let's see what happens. And of course, we have Raquel, the great expert on Portuguese etiquette and cultural integration. So we'll chat with her about that and catch up with those two as well this morning. And any questions about insurance? A lot of people thinking about insurance at the moment. Nuno will be here from 8:30 as well. Good morning to you, Matty, to Hugh. Hugh, thank you as well for your support of the show. Much appreciated. Your name should be scrolling at the bottom there. We will do that. Is there a power cut? There's a little bit of glitchiness, which I think is settling down a little bit now. Morning to you, Matty, with a bom dia alegria a todos e feliz quarta-feira. Yeah, it was a fantastic evening. It really was. And I do recommend you go, even though it was a bit awkward to be alone in that environment. I was not in any way made to feel like an outsider. I recognised a few faces, and I think that might have been mutual because it's a small town I live in. And it was great. It wasn't sort of fawning, hey, how are you? And all that kind of stuff. And neither was it, who's the foreigner? You're not from round here, are you? It was just like, I don't know, it was just perfect, basically. It was a great evening, quite unexpected. And I'm glad I jumped on the opportunity when I saw the poster in the window. Watch out for those things. Watch out for that style of Portuguese marketing. And lovely to meet Tony and Mrs. Tony from Canada. I assume they were folks from the town who I hadn't met yet. And it turns out they have an apartment in San Martino de Porto. They were teenagers, youngsters, when they left for Canada with their families, and they're part of that great Portuguese homecoming after retirement. Lovely to meet you two as well. Great to chat with you. You never know, do you, who you're sitting next to and what people's incredible backstories are in their lives. And often when you scratch the surface, people's lives are so fascinating, and you just don't know. You don't know what's going on behind those eyes and beneath the surface with people. Good to see you, Matty. See you soon, Raquel, as well. Bom dia to you, Sarah. Maf, good to see you here. Olá, abraços. Maf in Soajo. And if a double-decker bus crashes into us, what is that? Your avatar there. What comic strip is that from? Or not erotic, graphic novel, erotic novel. Honestly, could be an erotic novel. Capricorn Chris, what's going on with you, Chris? Hola, bon dia. It's amazing how living in builder's dust can really lower the state of mind. What's up, mate? Is that at home or on the train this morning? Having all this renovation work being carried out in normal circumstances is hard. For all those that have to deal with insurance claims as well, I feel your pain. I was there 6 years ago and we had a flood in over here in Portugal. There has been more rain, but it's been that soft rain. Not ideal, of course, if you are putting your roof back on or you want to be outside attending to your rebuild and tidying up here in Portugal. Me and Mrs. M got out in the garden yesterday, and very good it was too. We were putting our plants back out where they belong, having put them into storm-ready position in the last few weeks. And it was really good to be working outside. And yeah, later on in the afternoon, evening, and I think you've got this in the north of Portugal, soft rain, the kind we like if we like rain at all. Soft rain on the Celtic rain and refreshing rain on the face. Hope everyone's not suffering too much with more of that rain that's coming, but better weather's coming for the rest of the month. I think Raquel has something to say about that as well. Good morning to you, T-Duck. Bon dia, alegria, Gumpers. And Helen's here as well, as is Joao. Good to see you, T-Duck, Helen, and Joao, and Mike as well. Bon dia, everyone. Welsh Jackie's here, and Hugh likes the cat. We've got the comments on the cat's face. This cat is called, and that's because she is named by a 7-year-old, Asteroid Destroyer. Assy for sure, I suppose. Asti. But I think that name might change over time. But she's a beauty. She's changed my view. This is the one that's changed my view of cats slowly but surely. However, in that picture has that wide-eyed, I'm about to pounce and lacerate your big toe kind of look on her face there, right? Has the park in Caldas reopened? I don't know. I could have asked Aleem yesterday. Aleem was calling me yesterday to say we've got a supplies convoy coming over from Germany. Who needs it? Fantastic. And it was great, actually, to hear that he was actually struggling to find somewhere that was going to receive this aid that was coming over from his organization from Germany, I believe, in a truck. Relief supplies for Portugal. If you know of anywhere that still needs food, a community that needs food and support of that kind, which I think it is basics, do let me know and I'll connect you with Aleem. He was calling me to find out what was going on. And he lives over that way. I could have asked him, but we were talking about other things. Was there any damage to the pavilions? Don't know. Our dear Casa de Lem, I discovered yesterday, is damaged. So we won't be having a party there on Saturday. There may be other arrangements for karaoke and a bit of a shindig this Saturday evening. Is there a power cut? Not sure. Good value. That was the food I think you're talking about. And I have several electric battery saws, but I guess you don't mean that kind of power cuts. Very good, Matty. That's a sort of is that a German joke possibly there? We're going to be hearing more about Portuguese humour from Raquel Nuno a bit later on. What was the event? Are you talking about this one? It was, I think, as it turns out, it was a carnival. Well, it was Carnival Day, and there's no mention specifically of Carnival. And I noticed the Portuguese are a little bit Marmite, or they see the Carnival event as a little bit Marmitey. Some are well up for a party at any time of the day, night, or year. But some are like Carnival, more of a festa person in the summer and Christmas. You can keep your Carnival, and of course, it's been quite disrupted this year. But I think it was this particular event, if that's what you're talking about, Mel, the Jantar Convivio, was in line with Carnival timing, although no specific mention made, but a lot of fun was had. Oh, whilst I'm on the picture deck, what's going on? This is how Google works. Of course, Google calls me Good Morning Portugal because I have that ID on my. Oh, there's another cat roaming the studio at the moment. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Back in the day, what would you like to look up? Or what was it? A search engine used to say? Now, powered by AI, it's asking me things like, teach me the basics of how to start investing in index funds. Don't think I'll be doing that. As well as what a contrast. How do I set up a home composting or composting system? I immediately read that as composting toilet, and I wondered what conversations it had been listening to in my life. But isn't it bizarre now that the evolution of the search engine, and of course, listening into your every conversation and trying to attract your attention. It's all about the attention in this world. And a lovely thing from X, from Rita. Good morning to you on X. I still think about that video. Do you remember this? This is when a disaster in Portugal amounted to a wine silo bursting. Nothing like we've had in the last 3 days. This was a national tragedy. That video of a wine tank, probably 4 or 5 years ago, that exploded in some village in Portugal and created a wine river through the whole town, and not a single person ran to get a bucket. If only I would have been there, says Rita here. Others thought that. Others looked on and thought, okay, even if it does have cigarettes and dog poo in, I can filter that out. Get a bucket. But no, we didn't see anyone, or even with a straw in the ground. But things have changed in terms of national tragedies. A river of red wine. Compare and contrast from 5 years ago, I think that was a long time ago, certainly, to more recent times in this terrible time that we've been having in Portugal. A Pingo Dos to the rescue, however. This is a really nice thing to be able to share with you this morning from Safe Communities Portugal, as ever. Great reporting, certainly when it comes to the disaster that's befell Portugal. Pingo Dos allocates 3 million euros, not milhões as in thousands, which is sometimes confusing here, but 3 million euros, 6 zeros, for the reconstruction in Leiria and Marinha Grande municipalities. SOS Bairro started yesterday, February the 16th. And Pingo do like to get in on the local community action, don't they? And invite their customers to decide how money might be spent from some of their vast profits. The support which will be mobilized through SOS Bairro is a model developed so that local communities themselves identify the most urgent needs and select the projects that should be financed by Pingo Dos. The sweet drop, the action will take place in the 7 Pingo Dos stores in Leiria and Marinha Grande. I think I went to the Pingo in Marinha Grande when I had to go and get some cash out of the cash machine to pay the police officer. Now, before you're thinking, pay the police officer in cash, it was a legitimate situation. Well, if you can call being stung for missing a piece of paper in your glove box for 80 euros legitimate. But I mean, it was all above board. I wasn't giving the police officer cash. Why would I? But he said, yeah, you said go to the Pingo down the road there. I think it was a Pingo in Marinha Grande, and came back with me 80 euros. He kept my documents, as I recall. I said, if I get stopped again, am I going to get another fine? No, you're all right. Okay, so SOS Bairro, a model developed so that local communities themselves can identify the most urgent needs. Storm Kristin, as you know now, left a scene of unprecedented devastation in the central region, profoundly affecting the daily lives of thousands of families. And at Pingados, we are more than a chain of stores. We are neighbors and part of local life, says Isabel Ferreira Pinto, general manager of Pingados. Now the time has come to take a new step towards reconstruction. And with SOS Bairro, we want to give the local population the opportunity to identify and select the causes that need the most support, ensuring that our help reaches where it's really needed and that it will have an impact on people's lives and their neighborhood. Good effort, Pingados. Applications open, that was a couple of days ago, 16th of February, and can be submitted on the Pingados website or at stores in Leiria and Marinha Grande. After submission, the projects will be analysed by a jury composed of local entities. Sounds like Star Wars, doesn't it? A gathering of local entities, different types of species, will select 8 finalists per store, and the 5 most voted projects in each store will be announced on March the 28th, with each receiving support of up to 85,000 euros. That should help. A community project that's been damaged in Leiria or Marinha Grande. Well done. Credit where credit's due. Well done, Pingados, on that. Before Raquel joins us, let's go to our Portuguese essential of the day. And it would also be nice, actually, to look at signs of spring. If you have any, this is an ongoing. Hold on, not that one. If you have any signs of spring, some nice photographs, please share them over at the Portugal Club, and let me put the link for doing so on the screen for you now. And let's go there. Let's have a quick look, and we'll look at the Portuguese essential this morning of opening a bank account here in Portugal. Obviously, an important thing you need to do, certainly if you're coming here on a visa. But for daily life, you're going to need a Portuguese bank account if you're going to be living here in Portugal with a Portuguese bank. I think Revolut is the kind of is it or isn't it a Portuguese bank? I think it is officially. Whether or not it's acceptable at the moment on visa applications, I'm not sure. I don't know anyone who's done that, but we shall see. Signs of spring. Then look at that. These lovely daffodils. Thanks to Bob for these lovely daffodils. I think in Ponte Lima, spring must be coming. The heralds of spring, and the picture I showed you before, shadows again. Everyone, that's another sign of spring. The sun so strong, casting a shadow, which we haven't been used to. And Johnny Cocktail in the Algarve's return of almond blossoms, swifts in the air, and not so swift tourists on the ground. The pavements are getting blocked by the tourists. The return of the tourists over there in the Algarve. Right, let's go to the essentials then before we have Raquel join us on the screen. Bit of humour and etiquette this morning. Portugal essentials, you can see there. If you're a supporter, you'll have access to that. And we've looked at the NIF, the SNS, the NIS, the Chave Móvel Digital. We recapped on that. And this morning, the Portuguese bank account. What is it? Portuguese bank account gives you a local IBAN. That's a new thing. If you're new to Portugal, that great big long number, which actually has your account number within it, but it is your European international identifier for transferring money into the bank. And probably best for receiving. Isn't it always best to receive money when it comes to banking? For everyday transactions, salary deposits, bill payments, rent, utilities, and SEPA transfers, of course, as well. That's a European system. It's essential for full financial integration in Portugal. Most employers, landlords, and services require a local account. Why it's important? Without one, you can't receive your salary legally, it says here. This is Grok research. Pay rent, utilities via direct debit. Use MBWay, of course, with your Portuguese bank account. Only the Portuguese bank account system has the MBWay appendix or system that it's available. Turbocharge, you could say as well. For payments or handle residency visa proof smoothly, it's the practical next step after the NIF and often NIS and SNS. Unlocks banking apps, debit cards, and low-fee local transactions. In 2026, expats face stricter KYC, nothing to do with chicken. Know your customer, but it's doable and crucial for daily life. Best way to get this handled, go in person. And this is important. Start a personal relationship in a bank in Portugal. You know my tip. It's the branch, not the brand, that matters. Get a word of mouth recommendation and get people who will talk to you in English, probably, for when things get a little bit difficult, as they sometimes can in a banking and money situation. You want an ally inside that branch, so in person. And there are some digital options, of course. Ativo, which is part of Millennium, Revolut, Wise, N26, and we'll talk more about buying euros probably tomorrow on the next few days as one of the essentials. But I would say go in person and take everything with you: your passport, your NIF. You'll need your NIF, proof of address, your residency, not your residency, your attestado, or your lease, your residence permit, and sometimes proof of income or funds. Never been asked for that, but I think that is something that can happen now when opening a Portuguese bank account. There you go. Portuguese essential number 5, the Portuguese bank account. More to come. 95 of them, in fact. I think we can stretch to 95 Portuguese essentials. Raquel might have one or two suggestions for us. Let's give her a nice welcome now onto the screen. Olá, bom dia, alegria.
Bom dia.
How's it going? Tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
Tudo bem. You're here this morning to talk us through Portuguese humour and etiquette and other things. I think we've got a few sort of official things to chat about as well, haven't we? The Portugal business card for those people running businesses here. That was a new development, wasn't it? And I think you want to talk about the weather as well. How very British of you.
Right? Well,
Yes.
because we're not built for this, Portuguese are just not built for this. And for me, if this is going to be the weather, I'm going to move to London. If this is going to be this much water, I might as well be in London because, the pay is different and everything is different. But hopefully, from tomorrow on, the weather is going to be a little bit better. Because this, for a country that's not, prepared for these many consecutive days with rain, so many things stop, like works, everything that, in my business, because of the construction and the remodeling business, it stops because you cannot do anything because of the rain. Indoors and outdoors, paints can't dry. You can't do works outside. So, I am done.
Well, I haven't seen you, of course, have I? Since we have a new president and since the terrible devastation occurred here in Portugal. But I hear you. It's been bad for you in all sorts of ways. And of course, the builders are dealing with emergencies as well at the moment. So I'm really sorry to hear that. I wouldn't recommend moving to London, honestly, because the other things that the lovely things that we really love and appreciate about Portuguese society and culture are coming back, like the amazing Jantar Convivio I went to last night. You're not going to get a seafood feast, great company, local people having great fun and including you in their fun for 15 euros in London. I don't think with free flowing booze. It was fantastic.
Yeah. And you won't have, it's starting as soon as spring starts, all the festivals and all the parties and all the local parties and this and that, it's just, everything is an excuse to have some, febre or hot dogs or whatever to eat.
Yes, and a little bebida on the side with that as well.
Yeah.
Come on. All right. Did you celebrate Carnival? I was saying, you are the great expert on Portuguese culture. And I'm observing, Raquel, it's a little bit Marmite for Portuguese people with Carnival. Festa in the summer, Christmas, yes. Carnival, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. It really depends on the specific spots of the country, because where there's a very profound tradition of carnival, like let's say some parts in Algarve, some parts in the northern region and Torres Vedras and some specific places like that. Here in Malveira, there's a huge tradition in carnival. In those specific cities, people spend all year long managing and preparing for carnival, okay? And that is a huge tradition. Outside of these specific cities, everybody's kind of bothered, to be honest, about this. It's always good to see outside parties, but the weather's never good. It's always kind of raining, and so it's not a party that everybody adheres to. But I would like to talk about the carretos de Pudense. I don't know if you
Oh
know
yeah,
this, but
absolutely.
those are like, I get
Yeah.
fascinated with those. I mean, how can that tradition have survived so many
Yeah.
years? And then it's such a visually strong impact, when you see them. And so there are a few specific carnivals that have nothing to do with the Brazilian carnival, that have nothing to do with the Brazilian songs, nothing to do with samba, that and those are the ones that I really like. I think are magnificent because those come from ancient non-religious traditions that just survived through time, and so those are the ones that I really really love.
Yes, it was very pagan, isn't it? And Philomena
Exactly,
taught us about
exactly.
the Carretos, which part of Pudence, isn't it, where this
Yes,
happened?
Pudense,
This
on the
this
northern part of the country.
yeah, and it's almost Jamaican as well. The red, gold, and green.
Yeah,
Could be Jamaican. The
God
colour's amazing.
knows where that suit even comes from, but it even reminds you. I mean, Venice, the faces, the masks, even remind you
Yes,
of the Venice Carnival. So it's all,
yes.
I'm sure, a mix of things. So that's my favorite one. If I can pick one, that's the one.
Yeah. There we go. There's a picture from the Portugal club, and they make a lot of noise. They're quite frightening, and as you might expect, given that it's a pagan festival, it's a lot to do about courtship. And I believe the chaps are dressed like this. They jump out and they tap the person who they fancy, who they want to make the acquaintance of. They tap them on their bottom with a wooden
Well,
stick, don't they?
supposedly they have the chocalhos. The chocalhos, those bells that the sheep and the cows have,
Yes,
and in order
yes,
for you to know where they are, they have those chocalhos all around their waist, like a belt. And so that's
yes.
why they do like this with their tummies over the person, and the person
Undulating.
says that they're chocalhados. So sometimes, when even it's even an expression when you say, let's say you were in a plane and there was a lot of turbulence and whatever, you say, "Ai, fui tão chocalhada." It means, oh, I was so
Like
like
shaking
in
my
a tub of
bells,
water.
man. So
I
instead
was
of
so
twisting my
shaken.
melons, it's shaking my bells. It's shaking my
Yeah,
cowbells.
yeah.
Wow.
And so it comes from that, from the chocalhos that they use to chocalhar the people so that, they meet, of course, the young woman.
Well, shiver me timbers and shake me shikalyush. That's amazing. Thank you. Every day's a school day when you're with us. If I'm not mistaken, says Matty, the carnival was to frighten off the bad spirits of winter. Yeah, the pagan origins there, and that's why this time of year, followed by cleansing your own body. And of course, that's why we have the pancakes, isn't it? It's Fat Tuesday, it's also referred to as, isn't it? And I
Yeah.
suppose with it being a Tuesday, is that the third Tuesday of every year, perhaps? Maybe that's
Yes,
what
it's a mobile.
yes, a
It's
movable
not
feast.
even a feast, and it's not even an official holiday. Actually, everybody thinks it is, but it is not an official holiday. But
Right.
usually, all the companies give that day, to for people not working. But it is
Yeah.
not an official holiday, actually.
Oh, and it was lovely in my town. The kids were off school, and they people were dressing up, fancy dress, a little bit Halloweeny actually, but it was definitely that atmosphere of everyone's off today, and people were working in their gardens or just taking it easy. It was lovely, really lovely atmosphere, and much needed in relation to all the suffering and struggle that's been going on. It
Yeah,
was a chance for people to enjoy themselves yesterday. They remind me of the Morris dances, costumes, especially the black faces and wooden sticks. It moves with the moon, same as Easter. Don't we all, though? Same as Easter and Shrove Tuesday, Pancake Day. Dashi off, not my employer. No, day off. But we usually do work on public holidays in Portugal anyway. Yes. Very briefly before Nuno joins us, Raquel, on the business front, this new for people who do have businesses, what do you make of this new business card thing? Is this to get all the digital documents in one place?
Yeah, and I have tried it. Remember, I tried it like in the first
You
day, and
did.
it wasn't there yet. But then I tried after. You have to give it some time.
Yeah.
But I did try it sometime after, and it is there. So the informations are there, which is absolutely fantastic because actually, I am building an app, and one of the ideas that I had for this app was exactly this need of having all of the documents of the company in one place. So I'm still going to have that in my app, but I think this is a good people because not everybody has the chave móvel digital and whatnot. So people will probably still need this, but it is a great idea because first of all, people don't really know which document is with and what it's
Yeah.
for. And so if
Yes.
they're all there, in case of doubt, they just send it all, which is preferable to not knowing where things are. Um, because those are the things that when you create the company, you give them, and so people obviously store them, but then during the operations of day to day, these things aren't really necessary unless you have a contract and you really need to provide that number for people to see that if that the company is still registered and it's still functioning. But other than that, day-to-day operations, you don't need those things.
Yeah.
And so obviously people misplace things, they don't remember where they've stored this, and so I think it's really good to have a place where everything's there. I think it was a great initiative.
Agreed.
I hope it works,
Yeah.
or it keeps working. And so yes, yay
So it's
Portugal, one
connected with
more.
it's connected with the Chave Móvel Digital, is it? If you're a business
Yes,
owner, you'll now have a business card. I think it's a European thing as well, isn't it? EU inspired. So the
yes,
RCB, your Certidão, all these things you get asked for will be in one place now.
yes,
Fantastic. Excellent. Excellent.
yes,
Thanks,
it is
Raquel.
really nice.
If you want help with that, check in with Raquel. If you're starting a business or want to know about the day-to-day business bureaucracy and also efficiency, business consultant from Lighthouse Consulting, Raquel is with us, as is Nuno now, looking like he's joining us from a very cold place, Raquel, this morning. Look at him. Yikes, you
Hello.
look cold, Nuno. Bon dia.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Olá,
So
bom dia.
yes, actually, I'm in Berlin.
Are you?
A special hug to Matthias. I think that he's here
Yes.
because he's German. So a special hug to him.
Yeah, right.
And yes, I came to the Berlinale. It's I think this is the second most important cinema festival, and
Okay.
because one of our areas of activity is film production
Of
insurance.
course it is. Yes,
I
yes.
came here to meet some producers and engage with the activity, talk with ICA. ICA, it's the official institute that sponsor not only Portuguese productions, but productions that are made in Portugal. So yeah, that's it. It's my fourth or my fifth time that I came here. This
Wow.
is the first one that I'm catching snow because it's snowing the last 48 hours.
Really?
Not heavily, but well, slowly, and yeah, it's very pleasure to be here.
Amazing. I was coincidentally, I was watching a Netflix series last night called Unfamiliar, I think it's called, which I think is shot in Berlin. And what a stylish, cool place Berlin is. This production is beautifully photographed, and I'm sure by a lot of very skilled filmmakers, the likes of which you're meeting. So this is the big film industry thing for Germany, the Berlinale. Check you out.
Not only to Germany. Actually,
Oh, okay.
I think that maybe 12 years ago, the first big production that we have insured, a Portuguese one that was filmed in Mozambique,
Right.
won some prize here in Germany. So yeah, this is not only to German productions; it's
Right.
worldwide. They came all over the world.
It's a world famous
So
event. The red
this is
carpet. This is
where
the red carpet.
this is where everything happened regarding
Right.
the films.
I'm guessing, Nuno,
it's
you won't be wearing your high heels tonight on that red carpet. It looks like the snow could be difficult.
yeah. Actually,
Yes.
maybe 30 minutes ago, I just slipped and fall down.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you? You've been over.
Yes.
We're not used
But
to
I'm
it,
okay.
are we? Us
I'm fully
Portuguese
okay. I'm
and
feeling okay.
oh, good,
Well, I
good.
don't
I'm
know.
good.
I don't know. I think
Okay.
that through the image you can see that it's keeps snowing slightly, but
Yeah,
it keeps
absolutely.
snowing.
Live
So,
snowing on Good Morning Portugal and Nuno live from the Berlinale. Now,
oh yeah.
if somebody wants to make a movie, obviously when Pete has the movie of his life made, I don't know which actor's going to be playing Pete Bleach, but if we need film insurance, we come to you, do we, to make the biopic or whatever we're going to be doing?
Yes, actually, this could be something that surprised people, but I never talk about insurance with them. I only need that they talk with me. They tell me about what they will be doing, the resources, the location, the risk points that they think that they may have. Also,
Yeah.
if they have some key person to insure it that could put in danger the or give extra cost to the production if something happens. So I don't talk about insurance. I only need that they told me the history about the production and we set the program to ensure
That's
that.
amazing. That's amazing. So imagine Raquel, in your movie, you'll be doing your own stunts. So Raquel will need extra insurance for that sort of activity.
I'm like Kate Winslet, so
Yes,
you
of
know,
course.
I'll be doing the 7 minutes at a no breather thing underwater.
Yes, yes. In the oh wow, that's quite a good plot actually already, isn't it? On a Portuguese caravel, perhaps. No, we know how Titanic ends. We don't want you in that movie. So Nuno, film insurance as well. Your day job, as it were, or the more sort of domestic part of insurance for you here in Portugal, that must be quite stressful at the moment. What's going on in Portugal for you?
Yes, we are handling with a number of claims that we never had in our office.
Right.
Some really crazy claims, crazy because of the damages.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been we are a bit overwhelmed with
I bet.
everything. Yeah, and then sometimes people. Well, we need to understand that this was and keep being completely unusual in Portugal. So and we have a peak of claims. So insurers they don't have the resources to reach everyone and to do the visit to check the damages and so on. So what insurers did, the large majority of the insurers, is that until some amount, it depends on the insurer, they just are paying based on the photos and the report that the people send, the policyholders send them. They are just paying, right? They are not visiting.
Really?
Yeah, the majority of the situations.
So they're assessing from the photograph. So that's very important to
Yes,
photograph your
yes,
damage if you have some.
yes. And
Right.
sometimes people think that they need to leave the things as they are, but no. And this is regarding any kind of insurance, not only due to unusual storm, which is people are liable to avoid bigger damages. So they can repair, probably not the full repair, but they could repair to the point that to avoid bigger damages.
To make things safe. So it's okay to make things safe. Take as many photographs, video as you can of the immediate damage, and then making it safe because you'll be liable if you don't. Yeah.
With the mobile phones today, it's easy to prove things.
Yeah.
So please take that in advance.
Wow. Well, okay. Right. Well, on a more cheerful note, then, it occurred to me, and I was prompted here, and I'm looking for dad jokes from you, Nunu, mum jokes from you, Raquel. I was prompted by this. Apparently, across Europe, often it's a sort of friendly, neighborly thing, you know, the English and the Irish. And they say here the Portuguese and the Spanish make jokes about each other. But I want to find
Yes.
out more about Portuguese humor, and if there are any dad jokes or cultural jokes that we can take part in and help us, because that's what you do when you come here. You help us understand the Portuguese psyche more deeply, and it helps us to feel more Portuguese. So, Raquel, what did you think about that when I was asking you about Portuguese humor?
Well, the map, to me, it was really funny to see the Spanish answer,
Yeah.
because it is sibling rivalry, I would say.
Yes. Yes.
And there's
Sibling
even a
ravioli.
saying, ravioli. There's even a saying that from Spain, not good wind and not good marriages, because of the history of the kings and the marriages of the kings and
Yes.
queens that we had here. And of course, it was a lousy marriage that got us into a domain from Spain for a few years.
Yes.
So, so we always tend to, I did at the holiday, that's the Restoration of Independence. What I always did was call my colleagues in Spain and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, are you working? Because we're not working here." I wonder, oh, that's right. It's the holiday where, we kicked your asses out of here again. So yeah, right. I forgot about that. So
Brilliant.
it's always it's always something that we can tease them about. And but it is historically,
So that is true. There is a little bit of sibling ravioli going on with the
yeah,
two
we don't
countries.
care about. But if you think about it, I mean, Spain is quite, how do you say? It's like a big lump of land between us and everybody else.
Yes.
Not to
Right.
say, not to use a different expression.
Big
So
lump
if
of
we want to
land.
go to France, to Italy, to, whatever, we still have to cross the damn thing. And it's,
It's always in the way.
miles and miles of desert. And then I always remember when I cross, when I drive through Spain, it's desert, and then there's a sandman, and desert, and then there's a bull, and then desert, and all over again. It feels like a movie screen that's just passing, and you don't move. You're in the same place, and every time. So
And then there's
they're
a bull.
boring, and they're loud. They're boring. They're loud, and we also
No.
have another thing when they're at the stores and people start messing with things, like touching things. We ask them, "What are you, Spanish? Do you need to touch everything with your hands?" So that's also a Portuguese saying.
Is it? They are noisy, I've got to say, in the shops. I know in the Spanish you're in San Martino de Porto. Now, it's a bit more complicated for Nuno because he's half Spanish, half Portuguese. How is that for
Oh,
you, Nuno?
sorry, no.
Yeah. So no sorries. I'm blessed with that. I'm 100% Iberian. Okay.
Yes, true.
So I love Spain. I love Spanish. Yes, they have
To each his
their
own,
No. Listen to me. They have the ego. They have the ego a bit bigger than us, actually, which it's an disadvantage for us, not against the Spanish, but it is. So I love Spain. I love the Spanish people, but I feel 100% Portuguese, actually. So
How interesting.
I don't have that trigger that I'm in the middle. No. I'm 100% Portuguese. My soul is
Yes.
Portuguese. Point.
See,
So no doubt. But I think that we have more jokes about Alentejo people than Spanish ones.
yeah, that's true.
Okay. Well, can we hear some of them? And in an age of political correctness, we should perhaps say there's, an intellectually challenged person instead of naming a particular. I don't know how you do it without getting yourself in a lot of trouble. Let's just say an Alentejano, shall we, and be done with it. And what are the traditional? Not that we endorse bullying or belittling of anybody, but what are some of these jokes?
Well,
But
I'm very
usually it's
bad with
about them
jokes.
taking a lot of time to do anything.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that seems fairly tame, and we quite approve of that. And we're jealous, in fact, aren't we? And often humour can come from jealousy, can't it? Like we wish
Yeah.
we lived a slower pace of life whilst criticising it. And is it the
Yes.
sort of thing like birds fly backwards? You know, time moves so slowly that birds fly backwards in the Alentejo,
No,
which I guess
and
is a global thing.
So, for instance, what does an Alentejano do reading a newspaper by the corner,
Okay,
waiting
what
for
does
the
an
wind,
Alentejano do?
waiting for the wind to turn the sheet of the paper?
Okay, very good. Nunu, have you got something to add to that?
I'm very bad. I
Oh, yeah.
cannot remember anyone. Yeah, any joke, but I'm very bad with jokes, honestly.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you dad jokes are a kind of momentary thing, aren't they? But can I assume that dad jokes and mum jokes are a thing as in Portuguese culture as much as they are anywhere else in the world?
Yes, at least so.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm particularly into dad jokes because my humor sensor is like a kid, so I laugh at anything and everything. So I really love dad jokes, and I'm up for it. Like I actually laugh, and I'm the one sending memes to all my friends with dad
Very good.
jokes.
Yes. We've lost Luna now in Berlin, I think. Hopefully he didn't slip over again. Although that would be more of a German sense of humor, wouldn't it? The slapstick, the Schadenfreude thing. I get that Portuguese people aren't so much necessarily into the slapstick and enjoying seeing other people hurting themselves. That doesn't, is that a Portuguese thing or not? Or maybe maybe we do love it. I don't know.
Well, we do have a lot of holidays and traditional holidays where it is a point to slap people around, like the Porto one with the hammer.
Yes, the
and the
plastic hammer.
chocalhos, if you think about the pudense.
Yes.
So yeah, I think we hadn't realized it yet, but that's probably a theme.
It is, isn't it? Yes, like a little bit of violence. Okay. Oh, we're going in. Are we going into the movies now? With this is a big footprint that this event has. Obviously.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. This is the part where I am. Even though that I'm here for the fourth or the fifth time, I never saw a movie here. No, actually, I remember I saw one because I was invited by a Portuguese producer that they are posting the film, and they have invited me. But despite that one, besides that one, I never saw a single minute here.
Well, are you going to do that this year? Because I mean, obviously, that's the thing. People do want to sit and watch and enjoy the new movies that are coming out.
Yes, well, there are here a lot of distributors also that came here to see the videos and then buy the videos to broadcast them. Okay.
Yes.
On their countries or YouTube or other not YouTube digital channels. Yes. So people came here to do different things. I came here to do my own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
are there going to be some big stars there, Nuno?
Sorry.
So a few big stars presumably come as well to the festival.
Yes, sometimes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not Hollywood, but yes, either can, but it's the second one most important.
Are you flashing your lanyard now as well? Are you going in?
Yes.
Look at this. We're being frisked by security now. We're going into the event. Very good. Access all areas with
today. In this moment, should be only a few people here. Not many.
Okay.
Only a few people.
The early insurance bird is catching the worm, perhaps. I've got a feeling this is Gonzalo. I love the theme of the Alentejo. In the next webinar, I'll tell a typical joke. Is this Gonzalo? I think it might be. Have fun and enjoy the sausages, Nuno. Yes, we're looking forward to your chorizo versus Wurst, perhaps.
Chorizo versus what?
Wurst, the German sausage. Oh, it's Madalena.
Okay,
Madalena.
Okay, the sausage.
Yes, it is. It's not just a German thing either. Many don't like it. Oh, this is going back to cultural things. You might be interested in this, Raquel. In Germany, we say if you touch it, I think this is this relationships or is this fruit and veg? So, especially unpacked fruits and veg. You have to buy it. So touch as much as you like, as long as you pay. Take that, the Spanish. If you touch it, you've got to pay
Well,
for it.
that's a civilized country, you know.
You're so not over it yet, Raquel. But being in the back of the car for miles and miles and the occasional bull on the horizon. And it's not just the German thing. Many don't like it. Understandable, relating to potential damage. Not so much regarding germs. Currywurst. I did see that on this thing I'm watching. Unfamiliar. The currywurst is something perhaps to watch out for. Or chorizo en carril. Could be the translation. Madalena, yes, of course, from Evora. You may have one or two things to say about Alan Tajano humor. So, have we got any more jokes? Nunu's self-confessed non-joke maker. Raquel, have you got anything? For
What do you call a fish without an eye?
I don't know, Raquel. What do you call a fish without an eye? Very good. That is a mum joke right there. Mom, I can hear your kids saying that to you. Okay, thank you.
And
very
then
much.
I'm laughing for 10 minutes and they're embarrassed for 10
They are.
minutes.
Yes, and they've heard it before. That's the other thing.
Oh, yeah, they won't. Oh, I have a great one.
Go on.
And this has been one that I've told all my life. So ever since I was a child, my best friend told me this, and I just find it so funny that I always tell this. So what does a 30 or 60-pound bird say on on a tree, sitting on a tree?
I don't know, Raquel. What does a 30 or 60? We're talking about a heavy bird, right? What
No
does a heavy
idea.
bird
Heavy
say
bird.
on the tree?
Pew!
I don't get it.
Pew! Pew is like, okay, maybe I have to translate this one. When we talk about how birds talk, we say pew, 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 pew.
Oh, okay. And he's a big
So
bird.
this
So
bird doesn't say pew, pew, pew. It says pew because it's a cute one.
I think you have to be Portuguese to that one. Okay.
I guess you had to be there.
We were here. Right. Now, Nunu's giving us some backstage action here. Who doesn't like first thing in the morning? This is a beautiful building, Nunu. There's so much going on.
Yes, it is an old building, actually.
Yeah.
You can see all of this area. It's it is.
And you're making your own film this morning. You might get funded or snapped up by somebody this morning. Right. We've got more jokes coming in, guys. Look. Sorry, Raquel, for a moment. A Spaniard and a Portuguese guy are sitting at a bar. The Spaniard says, "We discovered the world, America, the Philippines, half of everything worth knowing. What did you guys discover?" This is good. Bit of sibling rivalry, discoveries. The Portuguese takes a slow sip of his beer, looks at him calmly and says, "The way back." There you go. Discovery's joke for you right there. And what does one Alan Tajano say to another Alan Tajano? And if you are an Alan Tajano watching, you do have a right of reply. Nothing. He's too slow and hasn't arrived at the cafe yet. That's the sort of classic that we're talking about, I think, this morning. All sorts going on. Curry sausage as well. Currywurst is a fast food dish of German origin consisting of sausage with curry ketchup. It was invented in 1949 by Hertha Huiver, who began selling it at a food stand in West Berlin. I think that's something you may have to try there. Two Alan Tajano sitting on the ground. One fell off. It's okay. All right. I feel a bit bad now. Okay. Any more, Nuno? Are you sat now at your stand in the place? Are you
No, this is the Portuguese stand, actually.
Oh, is it? So you're there as part of the Portuguese?
Yes.
What do you call it? The
Yes, and this is why I have invited to the Portuguese embassy, which I had there on a different building for maybe 6 years ago, and the Portuguese embassy now in Berlin. It's a very good one. Nothing to be with the other one. Yeah. So Portugal, I felt proud for the Portuguese embassy, honestly.
Wow. So
They
you're moving in the
previously.
highest circles.
Oh no. It was casual only.
Okay, but you've been invited. Official delegation, I guess that's the word, isn't it?
Yes,
Or
yes, yes,
trade
yes,
mission.
yes.
Trade mission. Yeah,
Yeah,
incredible.
the embassy has invited all of the Portuguese producers and the Portuguese committee that are, well, the people that are here representing Portugal.
Not
I don't
us
know
though,
if
Raquel, right?
everyone, but
Not Portugal's Kate Winslet, I notice. But maybe next year, Raquel, for you. She's not
I'll be
upset.
here waiting.
I'm waiting. This wrong event. Nunu's waiting for the barmaid to bring him 5 jugs of beer. I think that's Munich, is it not Berlin?
no, yeah, but also Berlin has
Is it?
very good beers. Yeah.
Tell us about
Yeah.
that. So what do we do? What do us Portuguese do when we're popping over to Berlin? What's to enjoy as well as this very special event?
To enjoy.
Yes.
Well, are you talking? Are you meaning to enjoy the event or to enjoy Berlin?
The culture, yeah. What's a classic thing to do as well as having a currywurst?
The culture. So the culture is colder than the Portuguese one, and we can feel these in the buildings. For example, it's strange, but even in the buildings, you can feel this. Actually, I feel a different energy from the occidental part of Berlin towards the other one. You can feel that in the streets. Yes, you can feel this in the streets. But I feel pretty good here, honestly. The only thing that I need to be worried about is the metro line. How to go from one side to one place for the other one. But basically, I feel safe in Berlin. I'm not saying that people are laughing in the streets, especially with this cold. But well, if you ask them something in the street, oh, they are pleasant people. So yeah.
Okay, but not as effusive and warm as the Portuguese, obviously. Try a Weiss beer while you're there, says Matty. That's a German recommendation for you, and an invitation. Excuse me. Oh dear, I need a Weiss beer. Do you think you could convince some Berlin brewers to come to Orca? We have a beautiful bar that's vacant at the moment. Some German beer over here. Have you asked for a Bolle de Berlin? Does that work over there?
Just a bolla.
No.
Just a Bolle over there.
Not even.
There's another one of your jokes.
I never saw Bolle de Berlin, so I don't know why we call that, but yeah, no Bolle de Berlin. Hearing more about the bagels rather than Bolle de Berlin, honestly.
Okay, so the
bagels.
Bagels de Berlin.
Yeah.
And finally, then, talking of East and West Germany brings us back to politics, and I know we were going to touch on this briefly this morning. A sigh of relief for you, Raquel, I think, on the presidential results. Stability, Seguro, living up to his name, will bring a little bit of safety and security. You're happy with that result?
It's so funny because this is just proof that circumstances in the world and in your life can be completely unpredictable, despite as many analyses or as many things that you can do. Because a year ago, Seguro was like one of the dispendables. Like he was the one to burn. Like,
oh dear, right, okay.
He's not a well-known person. He's not he's not a well-known person, a public person, a nice person, so he was the one like that they were going to burn for this specific election. Turns out that a year later, he's the president with the biggest voting percentage of all time, or something like that. I think he was. Yeah. So this is just to, sometimes unexpected things and unexpected people end up in unexpected jobs. And this was a perfect example of that. I bet you that never in his mind or in his life he ever thought that he would become the president of Portugal. And not everyone's mind, to be honest. I don't think that crossed anybody's mind ever all of these years. And the fact is that happened. Yeah, so you never know.
That made two of them, though, didn't it? Both of them in the race never expected to be Portuguese president. But that's perhaps a sign of the times as well. Thank you, Raquel. About whom, Math says, I think Raquel is a great guest. I'm starting a freelance relocation consultancy in partnership with local Remax. Tell us about that, Math. Come on the show and tell us about it. It's a bit complicated. You can say that again with registration, but I'm determined. If you need help forming a company, and I recommend you do, speak to Raquel about that. I can connect you for sure. Morning to you, Coach, as well. Not seeing you this morning. And Nuno, we need a bit of seguro at the moment, do we not? A bit of stability and safety. Good result from your point of view as well?
Yes, and I don't know if it was here or at Expats Portugal webinar that I said that Coaching, if he goes to the second round, he will be the one that will win against everyone, and that Ventura, if he passed to the second round, he will be the one that will lose to everyone. So no surprise with the votes that Seguro had, and. I don't know how to put this, not even in Portuguese, but I felt a bit sad about Seguro many years ago, because honestly, I feel that someone start his name for Antonio that just put a dagger on his back on those times.
Oh, yes.
So I think that this moment, and I'm talking about the man. I'm not talking about the politician. Okay.
Yeah.
Or if he's from the social party or not. But I think that the life brought him now what someone took from him like 10 years ago or 12 years ago.
So, very interesting.
Karma's a bitch.
Yes.
And I like that a lot, Nuno. You're talking about the man and not the politician. Perhaps we can have more of that. We can see more of character rather than the political hyperbole as well. Nice to see that Portugal is playing it that way, and that you mentioned that. Oh, it's always great chatting with you both. Great conversation this morning. Some good jokes in there. If we can remember the punchlines that Raquel delivered so beautifully this morning with the mum jokes. And thank you, Nuno, for your incredible visit. We got a free visit to Berlin this morning. Absolutely brilliant. Have a great time there. Hope you do lots of business and meet fabulous people. Raquel, thanks. Muito obrigado. Nuno, muito obrigado. Até a próxima.
Bye, everyone.
And everybody,
Ciao.
We'll see you again tomorrow morning. Take care. Ciao, ciao. And bye for
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts.